There's a really strange light in this room, partially because the weather can't decide if it's cloudy or if it's sunny. So if I look like a lobster, it's probably because of that, because my curtains are making patterns on me and I'm sincerely feeling like this is not a day to film, but I do have to film, so I don't know what to do with my life. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel. And yes, it is warm, but not as warm as it should be actually for July in Portugal. So today I decided to bring you guys a haul because I am not going to haul any more books for this month, although by the time I'm filming this there is half a week left to the end of the month, because I already have so many books that I thought maybe that wasn't a very good idea to acquire more, because shelf space, also money, mine and other people's money. So yeah, what I'm basically saying is today there's a gigantic book haul that I'm going to show you. Partially manga, because I have a lot of manga to show you guys, but also 2 books. And so yeah, I am fulfilled, I am very happy. So let's get on to the video, shall we? First of all, a little bit of a disclaimer, kind of a notification of stuff. I just wanted to say that at the timing of filming this video, I have currently 211 subscribers, and I want to thank you all for just subscribing and watching my content. And I wanted to say that right now I am not in a position to do something about that, because in August I'm gonna be away for some weeks, and I am currently working on finishing my thesis, which I have to give to my teacher in October. So it is the final run and I have to present it in November. So what I'm kind of saying is there probably would be less videos coming and I won't be able to focus a lot on my booktube life for now. But if you guys can just wait a little bit, I will try maybe in September, or if I am really busy and time schedule-y, I can try it in the end of November to do a giveaway for you guys, this time for real, because I have said that I was going to do one a long time ago and I never did because I really just couldn't. But right now, I think at the end of the year I would be able to do one to celebrate the fact that I have so many subscribers. And yeah, so to thank you also for watching me and for liking my content and just watching my videos. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. Like, I know that you are in debt, like I am in debt to you right now, and I want to repay it by doing a giveaway that you all can participate. But because I am so pressed for time, I can only do it at kind of the end of the year, something like that. So I'm sorry for that, but if you stick around, you have the possibility of winning a book, and that is always amazing, isn't it? Also, as I was waving in this conversation of the giveaway, I won't be able to post as frequently because I'm going to be away from my house, and yeah, I'm not going to be able to do it. So probably in August we're going to have less videos, and then in September we will see if I'm not pressed for my thesis or not. So just bear with me guys, it's just a little bit, and then I'll come back to full-on content and full-on videos, okay? And now what everyone wants to see, and that is the book haul and not me talking to the camera. So I'm sorry guys, and let's get this book haul started. So the first manga that I have to show to you guys is a manga from the Humineko no Nako Koroni series, or Humineko When They Cry, which is basically one of those big series that are in there. So this one I believe is Igarashi and this one is Humineko. They are sort of companion series with some characters flashing through in them, and they are basically dark, gory series. This one in particular is about this game between a human and a witch, and it's kind of like a chess game in which lives are at stake. So this dude called Butler Yushidomina, he doesn't believe that witches are real and that they can kill his entire family. So he tells her that if he wins this strategic game, she will not exist because he's right and witches don't exist, so she will die basically. And she tells him that if she can kill his entire family in a way that he cannot say like wasn't done by magic, like he would have to assume that witches exist and she will win and he will be her slave forever. So this is kind of a little bit gory, a little bit out there in a way, and this was one volume that I was missing between all of the volumes. So currently there are now, I believe, 15 volumes, but I only have 11, and I was missing the 10th volume in between of them because they're really good and really big and expensive. So yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna start reading this like from top to bottom, all followed, when I have the entire collection, and I can't wait. It's just going to be a festival for me, and I love this type of mangas. Now for something a little bit more known, I have the 5th volume of Tokyo Ghoul Re, which is the sequel to Tokyo Ghoul. And this is by Sui Hishida. He does the drawing and the story, so that's pretty cool. I love the covers for this series. They're always so kind of like brushing. I don't know, I really love them. And Tokyo Ghoul was one of my favorite series of the year. Like, I read the entire series, I believe, in the beginning of the year, and I wanted to continue with a sequel. I've watched the anime adaptation for Tokyo Ghoul, and it wasn't as good, especially the 2nd season, as the manga. So I do recommend that if you have access to the manga, that you actually read it. But this is basically the story about this guy called Ken Kaneki, and he lives in a world where there's humans and there's also ghouls. And ghouls are kind of like human-like monsters that have to feed on human flesh to survive, and they can't eat anything else except coffee. So it's kind of like this power struggle between who has the right to live and who are the monsters and who should die and who should live. And it's fairly interesting. It talks about the monster in us and the way that we evolve and the way that we relate to other people, and it's really cool because Kaneki is a half human, half ghoul, so he has the point of view of the two species, and he's kind of the one in the middle to try to solve this conflict. And it's fairly interesting. I am loving Ri, although apart from Tokyo Ghoul, it's a little bit more complicated, so you have to follow it with sort of an attentional eye, but it's pretty cool, and I'm really enjoying it. Next is another kind of darkish topic manga, and it is Promised Neverland volume... What volume is it? It's volume 4, yeah. I kind of tend to forget the volumes that I've already read, people. You know that's a problem when you have a lot of manga collections going. So this is volume 4. I already read the other volumes as of with Tokyo Ghoul Re, and basically this is a story about this orphanage where kids are raised with this sort of loving persona, the mother, and they discover that they are being raised as food for demons. So they're trying to escape kind of the orphanage where they are living, and they're doing so by playing like this intricate game with the person that is supposed to keep an eye on them. And it's fairly interesting. It's kind of taking a darker turn, which you wouldn't think it's possible because you already have demons feeding off children. So what? But it is at the same time a little bit lighter. So if you want to start with horror manga, but you don't want to see a lot of gory stuff and you can't handle a lot of dark topics, maybe you should start with this one instead of any of the other ones that I already talked about, because this one is a little bit lighter. It doesn't have a lot of creepy images per se and a lot of depictions of dead people or gore or something like that. It has some child abuse, but you would consider that it would have because of the topic. But it's not as printed. It's kind of more like a mental kind of thing. So probably if you have those triggers, it will be easy to surpass them in a way with this. So yeah, I'm just saying that probably I would recommend this if you are just dipping your toes into the horror kind of manga genre. The next 2 manga volumes are fairly known worldwide, I believe, because of the movie that came out, and that is Your Name, Volume 2 and 3. I already read Volume 1, but I think I'm going to pick it up again to just read the 3 of them together. There's just 3 volumes, and then there's a movie that's about the volumes of the manga. And this is basically the story about this boy and this girl. They're both really unhappy, kind of, with the life that they're living, and they find out that they can switch into each other's bodies, but they don't know each other. Like, they live miles and miles away from each other, but they can live inside the other person's body. So it's kind of sci-fi-ish in a way, but also, like, fairly emotional and fairly strange. It's about daily life, it's about people, it's about connections, it's about living. And I'm fairly sure that this is going to be fairly emotional in the end. I got emotional with the first one, so yeah, I can't wait to just finish this. The next two volumes that I have are volumes 4 and 5 of Happiness by Shuzu Oshimi. And this was kind of unfortunate because my boyfriend gave me these two books, but I only have volume 1 and 2. So I'm missing volume 3, which I'm gonna have to acquire eventually. First of all, these covers, they're just so gorgeous. All of the covers for these mangas are just beautiful. And I love the story. This is basically sort of like a darkish story. You see a pattern in here, don't you? But yeah, sort of like a darkish story about life, and this is basically about this boy that's in high school and he gets bitten and turned into a vampire. And you would think, yeah, we've heard that story before, but this one has a lot more of suffering on it, and well, it's Japanese and they tell stories differently. They focus on different stuff, so you're focusing on his hunger, but you're also focusing on his rage because he's bullied in school, and you're focusing on how life is deadly and how things change without warning, and it's kind of poetic and fairly beautiful. And I can't wait to get the third one so I can read the third one and these two, and they're just so gorgeous, and they are just beautiful additions to my collection. Also from the same author of Happiness, I got The Flowers of Evil, the complete omnibus, volume 3. And you would say, wait, I have never seen volume 1 and 2 in your shelves. How come you have 3? And that's because I got this from my boyfriend, like he was able to give this to me, but he wasn't able to give me the other 2, so I'm probably gonna have to get them. I really want to get this because this is kind of, I haven't read it, so don't quote me on this, but this is kind of exploring sexualization of young people, also exploring the changes that come with puberty, exploring the differences between adolescence and adult life, so the progression and evolution of people throughout their lives, and what it means to love and be loved, and how that is not always the same thing for different people. And I don't know. This in here, it says, strength in crossing the dark side of the mountain and how to bask in it, nourishing our personal demons. The Flowers of Evil understands that strength comes from great insecurities and weaknesses. And yeah, that sounds great, and I really want to read this. I think this has like 2 volumes on the inside, or 3, like I don't know, but the art of this person, that I don't know if it's a guy or a girl, but I don't really care, is just beautiful, and I really want this. So another manga that I got is volume 4 of Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card. And yes, I don't have volume 1, 2, or 3 because this is a new series, so it's not the same that's in there that I've shown in another book haul. Basically, we have the first series about Cardcaptor Sakura, and she's like this girl in kind of primary school or middle school, I'm not sure, and she just has to capture these wild cards that she unleashes from a book, and she uses magic, and it's kind of the beginning of Magical Girls, and I watched this throughout my childhood, so it just brings memories. And I love the art style of Clamp. They are a group of women that draw and write manga, and this is basically a new series that is coming out now, together with an anime version, about Sakura when she is, I think, in high school already, and something is wrong with her cards, so the cards that she had to capture in the first volumes. So this is the 4th volume because, again, my boyfriend could give it to me, but I would have to get the other volumes because I love Cardcaptor Sakura, and the art in this is just so wonderful, and it brings back memories from my childhood, so definitely loving this. And to end with the manga series, I have the first 2 volumes of Children of the Whales, and firstly, these covers, like, oh my god, what is this? And then, I don't really know what this is about, but it says, in an endless sea of sand drifts, the mud whale, a floating island city of clay and magic. In its chambers, a small community clings to survival, cut off from its own history by the shadows of the past. And then it says, Shakuro is the archivist for the mud whale, diligently chronicling the lives and deaths of his people. As one of the short-lived Themia wielders, he knows his time is limited and is determined to leave a better record than his predecessors. but the steady pace of their isolated existence on the Mudwell is abruptly shattered when a scouting party discovers a mysterious young girl who seems to know more about their home than they do. Kind of looks amazing, the art is beautiful, and I don't know, it has a lot of Ghibli feelings to it, like if you know Studio Ghibli, I don't know. I want to read it. And now for the books. Like, I only have 2 books, so I'm gonna rush this up because it's already a very long video. I'm sorry, everyone. And yeah, I'm gonna show them to you. So for the first book, I have Bird Box by Josh Malerman, but this is a Portuguese edition, which is kind of called Blindly, if you want to translate it accurately. So it's not called Bird Box, which is kind of unfortunate. But if you don't know, this is kind of a horror thriller-ish kind of book where it's a post-apocalyptic scenery where people just started going out of their houses and they saw something that drove them completely insane and led them to kill their families and their friends and everything like that. So this is about this woman that has 2 kids and they haven't left home for 4 years, and now they think that their only chance of survival is to get out of the house. So they get out of the house, but blindfolded, because you don't know what is the threat in this. You don't know if it's a thing, if it's an animal, if it's a person, if it's just a light. So you just go blindfolded because you know that if you see that thing, you will go crazy and die, basically. So it's kind of creepy, it's kind of scary, and I really want to read it because I do like my horror, and I think that this is not going to be a normal thriller, and I've heard a lot of people saying that they love it. So yeah, I really want to read it. And finally, everyone, I finally have it in my hands. It is here, and I am very, very happy. And that is the 6th volume of the Outlander series, A Breath of Snow and Ashes. But this is by Diana Gabaldon, by the way, sorry. But as I was saying, this is volume 1 because Portuguese people decided that books were getting too big, so we're just gonna split them into 2. And I was like, excuse me? If you need to do the pages thinner, just do it. But I want to read the entirety of the volume now. But I can't because I only have volume 1 in my hands. But I got it and I am very, very happy. My boyfriend gave this to me. I'm happy because I love Outlander. I haven't read the 5th book because I haven't had time because of my thesis. But I'm planning, once I finish my thesis, to sit down and pick up the 5th and 5th books, well, 6th part 1 if you want to, and just binge read them because I have been missing Outlander, and I know this is sort of a romantic story, but I kind of need this sometimes in my life because I'm surrounded by dark things, as you've seen my manga choices, so I need this in my life. This is a little bit light, although all that's bad happens in these books, so I'm doomed. So yeah, guys, there you have it, almost a 20-minute video of a book haul, so this was really gigantic, and I couldn't shut up about it. Sorry about that. So that is all for today, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe, and tell me some of the books that you got this month, or if you haven't got any books that you're planning on reading for the next month, because I would really love to know, since I'm doing a readathon, and I have a stick TBR, so just tell me something about that. So that is all for today, guys, and happy readings to you all. Bye!